but let's look at some issues such as the border. As we know, the Trump administration is keeping the border closed, and the administration has been carrying out deportations of illegal immigrants. And the United States is now on track to see negative net migration for the first time in at least 50 years. Take a look at this.
How about net migration in the United States? Get this, it's down. It's going to be down at least 60%. We may be dealing with, get this, negative net migration to the United States in 2025. That would be the first time there is negative net migration in this country in at least 50 years. We're talking about down from 2.8 million in 2024.
Gabrielle, just how significant is this? What does this mean for America?
This means that we got exactly what we voted for, because we all know that this was a major platform item for the president on his campaign trail, and certainly in term one. When we were in term one, I remember how many government shutdowns we had just because there was such a threshold of which the Democrats didn't want to come to the table and talk and even have a conversation that was more or less focused, surprisingly, on DACA at that time for President Trump's term one. Term two, there's no concessions that he's willing to make, and he's locking down the border as he promised. I think a lot of this comes from the absolute successes of, I've covered a lot at the Pentagon, and the military, the Department of Defense being integrated into Border Patrol is a huge improvement. And this is a direct result of it, because you have Northcom and Southcom working hand in hand with the Mexican government, and intel sharing, of course, when it's appropriate. I imagine not all of it. Also being able to utilize jammers for drones. There is so much going on there. CCOT in El Salvador. We have exercised every avenue at this moment that we possibly can in securing the border outside of the traditional, well, we need more manpower, or maybe we need to build a wall. We're starting to think a little bit more critically with the assets that we already have. So I think this is great news. I mean, I remember back in 2018, Yale University actually spearheaded a study in which they took numbers all the way from 2016, so from the early 2000s to 2016, and they were analyzing and trying to counter the U.S. Census Bureau for how many illegal immigrants were actually in the United States. And what they found in their study in 2018 was that the United States government was behind in their reporting by 50%. What they estimate, and similar estimations up to this day and age, was around 11.5 million. At that point, back in 2015, all the way up to 2018, they were saying the same numbers, and Yale University said, hold on, actually, it's higher. It's about 50% more. We're looking at 20 plus more million illegal immigrants being in the United States. So we've always had a problem in monitoring, and now it sounds like we're finally getting to a place where we can start quite literally from ground zero. And it also positions these individuals that genuinely do want to come to the United States when there is a clean, secure border with protocols, with manpower, and also individuals that can be protected and not being utilized to be smuggled or trafficked into our country, for whether it's for human trafficking or for drug trafficking. So this is such a win. And it's, again, a direct result of exactly what we voted for.